Let's move on to Sudan, where the Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok has named a new cabinet, which includes 7 former rebel leaders who were part of a peace deal signed in October. Mr. Hamdok dissolved the previous cabinet on Sunday to form a more inclusive government on Monday. 2 ministers were selected from the military. Many are from the Forces for Freedom and Change, which led the protests that saw Omar al-Bashir ousted from power. The Prime Minister gave the role of Finance Minister to the veteran rebel leader and economist Jibril Ibrahim. Now, this is at a time of sky-high inflation and food and fuel shortages in the country. Being Sudan's foreign minister in a volatile region will also be a major test, as that job has gone to Mariam al-Sadiq Mahdi. She is the daughter of Sudan's last democratically elected Prime Minister, Sadiq al-Mahdi. Sudanese journalist Mohamed El-Amin joins us now from Khartoum for more on this. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Now, with this new cabinet members named, tell us the big difference between the former members and this.
Actually, the formation of the previous government in August 2018 has adopted a technocrat government that, you know, the forces, the coalition, the ruling coalition of the Forces of Freedom and Change, FFC, has not participated in the last government and only nominated some technocrats for this government. But now this government is formed by direct intervention of the FFC. They, as you mentioned, the foreign minister is from the National Ummah Party, and the other Sudanese Congress Party have also 2 members in the government, and other parties. Also, the other very new thing is the participation of the rebel movements of the Sudanese Revolution Front, of the forces of the JEM movement and others. They participated in this government as this is one of the commitment of the Juba peace deal that signed last year, and it hopes that may change the situation in the civil war regions. So the inclusion of the new rebels is new, and the change and the shift from technocrat government to a clear political government.
Now, we understand there are still some military men in Mr. Hamdok's cabinet. Now, what does this say about, you know, Sudan's planned transition to democracy? Some might say, you know, it's putting old wine in new bottle.
Actually, you know, in terms of the number of the military members, there are only 2 members in this government, which is the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Interior, which been nominated, appointed even by the army. But, you know, the agreement itself that signed in 2019 and made this partnership between the military and civilians, according to the constitution declaration that signed by that time, it's actually given most of the power actually to the army, to the sovereign council, which is really headed the country, leading the peace process, leading the economy, leading the foreign relations, and doing a lot of unilateral steps like the normalization with Israel, like a lot of steps with United States, with Russia as well. So this government is not civilian-led government, and this is one of the main problems of the government. And as you said, that's the change that made that I said earlier is actually a very formative change that will not going to change. It's only changing the faces of the government, but it's not changing actually shifting the power from the army to the new government. It's the power is still in the hands of the army, and the influence of the army is really controlling the situation in the country, and the roles of the army in the politics in Sudan is still going on, and that's one of the main threats to the Hamdok's cabinet.
Administration. All right, just before I let you go, Mohammed, what has been the reaction from citizens to these new members of the cabinet?
Yeah, the people, they don't care about what is going on in politics because of the economy deterioration. The economy is very down, and the government is actually going further with its new liberal economic policies after the delisting of Sudan and the rush of the government to adopt the IMF and the World Bank policies and lifting the subsidies of a lot of main essential commodities. So the economy, the people are really suffering under the economic situation and do not care about the change of the politics. And this is a big gap between the civilian government which has come after the revolution and the demands of the people. I mean, the grassroots on the ground.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Mohammed Alamin, Sudanese journalist in Khartoum. Thank you for joining us.